Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of November 22nd. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Catherine Holecko.
Oh.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, books, movies, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. And this week, we came to the dramatic end of both of our streaming series, or at least season 1s thereof.
True, yes.
On Ted Lasso, the episode of this happy, upbeat, just too happy show was The Hope That Kills You. That's a note we want to go out on. And Only Murders in the Building. The episode was titled Open and Shut. These are both season 1, episode 10, season finales. And my, oh my, did they both, well, they both came to an end in a way that suggests a future story.
Yes, for sure.
One of which I am eager to watch, and the other of which I feel like saying at my Thanksgiving table, thank you, I have had enough of this deliciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go lie down on the couch. Right. So anyway, Ted Lasso, we were wondering last week whether, surely it will end with them having a win.
Yes,
but then again, we can't really be sure of that because unlike what people who don't like it think, it is not an unrelentingly positive show. There is plenty of room for heartbreak and disappointment and sadness and pain. And there was plenty of that in this episode. Mm-hmm. But it was otherwise, and not otherwise, as a part of all of those things, it was delightful.
Yeah.
It was such a nice way to end the season. And, it would have been too easy for them to end with a win. So you sort of knew something was, and just as they're all celebrating, I'm going, is the game over? I don't think the game's over. Is the game over? Is there something still going on?
Yeah.
But then, Jamie makes the goal that sinks their season and causes them to be relegated. And then later on, you find out with a brief overhearing of a conversation with his father. Well, not a conversation with his father, so much as his father yelling at him.
Yeah.
Why Jamie is the way Jamie is.
Yeah.
Poor Jamie.
Yeah. It was a beautiful callback because when Jamie was with Richmond, Ted was always trying to teach him to make the pass.
Yes.
Don't be so selfish about always trying to get all the goals for yourself.
Uh-huh.
And indeed, that is what Jamie did in this game. And that's what cost Richmond the game.
Uh-huh.
And also what caused Jamie's father to be awful to him. So it was really, it was well done.
Yeah. When he made that pass, I was like, wow, he learned something. Isn't that great? And then, that scene with his father just breaks your heart.
Yeah.
So setting up good things for next season, I think, although probably we cannot count on a happy ending necessarily. And the rumblings I've been getting when I don't look away quick enough from season 2 social media posts is that not everybody is happy about the season, but just, the bringing together of the team and the teamwork and the way they all work together to do their crazy plays and everything. And Roy having his one last moment of glory, which is really what he needs at this point. And then he can limp off into the sunset. But
with Keely by his side.
Keely by his that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Just so many sweet moments. And Higgins and his whole huge family coming to the game, sitting behind Rebecca.
And one of his sons is a priest.
And just Rebecca finally letting her hair down out of that severe ponytail she's had all season is such a nice sign of better things to come.
Right.
And Nate getting his own whistle, which he can't stop blowing, getting his promotion. Surprise! That was a nice scene. And, just all the kind of the give and take of can they possibly win and how could they possibly win? And, Hope killing them once again, I guess. Still, that moment when they did get the tie was so thrilling and so sweet, even though it was quickly undone, But
and I did think that the tie was going to be the way that they
Right.
didn't give them the win, but
Yes.
still gave them the win.
Yeah.
So then
But
it was
even that
crushing when that didn't happen.
it really was. But just, I loved this season. I really did. All together, all of the ups and downs of it. And the fact that, you know, there's a bittersweetness to it, but it still feels good.
Yeah.
And, you know, you feel that everybody in the end is really a better person, even though it is not
except for
struggle.
Rupert.
Except for Rupert, who, and you know what? Rebecca got her eventual wish is that she did crush him by having his team get destroyed. So
right.
Even though in the end she did not wish it, don't mind him getting a little comeuppance. If that's that's the one good thing we can take away is at least he didn't have a good night. Right. But
and you notice that his new Rebecca was out of the room by the time you know, when he was just sitting there crushed in disbelief. She was nowhere to be seen.
Right.
Felt like that was pointed.
Yes, definitely.
Yet another little scene with his son, with Ted.
Yes, that was nice.
Connecting with his son. So that was sweet.
Yeah, that was nice. And, you know, he's going to be there for another year, I guess. And will be interesting to see where they go with it next season. And, but I was, you know, it really grew well and deepened over the course of this season, I think. And boy, does 10 episodes seem about right, don't you think?
Yes.
Would you have wanted another like 13 episodes of this in a regular?
Oh boy, no.
It had just the perfect arc. And, you know, we're ready to take a little break and then start a new arc rather than have to prolong this for 13 more episodes. What would if this was on a network? It would be, we would have an episode at Nate's house and we would see what each of the players is doing in their time off. Really, no, this was fun.
Right.
Equally, 10 episodes of Only Murders in the Building seems about right. And based on the way they set up the next theoretical season, I think 10 episodes of Only Murders in the Building seems about right. Talk about a setup for the next season that makes me want to say, oh, no, thank you.
I forgot that they had showed that scene, you know, way back in the beginning. And you know, throughout the season, there was the occasional, like, now, like, Tina Fey's character, Cindy Canning, saying, you know, now I'm investigating them. And and I sort of forgot as we led up to this finale that was out there, because, you know, I was just busy thinking about who killed Tim Kono. So I was expecting something would happen at the end that would send them off to investigate something else. I didn't think it would involve them. And I do not like, but it's inevitably, it will come back and play that out. I am sure. But I mean, this one had not only that, but also the magical solution of a crazy person. Yes, it was a crazy person. She was crazy. She's crazy. She's homicidal. She's going to blow up the whole building. Yes, she's crazy. Done. Yeah.
Not my favorite kind of mystery ending, honestly, but okay. Amy Ryan played it well. She enjoyed herself a great deal.
Yes, this was what I had been a little bit spoiled for. Because what happened, you know, I had been carefully avoiding things. And then in my Facebook feed, I just very briefly saw, you know, I think it was NPR. We interview Amy Ryan about Only Murders in the Building. And I was like, oh, well, that tells me something I didn't want to know. Oh, man. That was about 3 or so episodes, 4 episodes back. So
before they had started turning you in that direction.
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, it did give me the chance to kind of watch her from that with that knowledge. But of course, I would have preferred not to do it that way.
Yeah, it seemed kind of cheap. But again, they were sort of in a corner anyway, because who else could it have been? Really, there's been nobody else interesting.
As we talked about, the law of economy of characters.
Exactly. You can't just have it be some old nemesis we've never heard of.
Right.
So, okay. I mean, it was enjoyable the way they played it out. And Steve Martin in various degrees of resisting the poisoning. So much physical comedy in such a short period of time.
Just crawling into the elevator.
He couldn't have called Jane Lynch to do some of that stuff. Seriously. What good is a body double? Everyone
thought he was just drunk and completely dismissed his needs.
Yes. Very yes. Funny. And that was nice, where he stands up at the end and makes this big speech, and then you realize it's all in his head because he's just sitting there going, "What
He's still just completely making no sense at all." Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
It was fun.
That had many fun moments. What is the expression? Greater than the sum of its parts. I think
the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
I don't think that was the case here. I think there were some parts that were pretty great and some parts that were not so much. And in the end, okay, that was the thing we watched.
And as we said all along, that we were enjoying it for not the mystery, just kind of everything else.
Just for the performances and the interiors and in the interiors, definitely. And it was weird with this one because it started out looking like the whole thing was going to be narrated by Tim Kono, and I thought, this is another one of these novelty things like they do, like everything being through the sort of everything being no dialogue free with the deaf character. And I thought, well, this will be cool. He'll be in it all through. But it was just like every now and then he just kind of popped in. I wonder if they
basically like the beginning and the end.
It's kind of weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I thought the same thing.
Yeah. But they didn't do that at the beginning, did they? Was there any other place where they had Tim Kono talking to the camera? Or to the viewer?
Remember there were one or two where, because his head was all bloody and
that was one time. They never really did anything with that either. So did that actor become unavailable or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
I would like to see more of the dead guy, honestly. Seemed like an interesting fellow, but bad taste in women apparently. But that was kind of creepy, but okay. It was fun. I don't know what else to say about it. I wish they had set up a different mystery at the end. I just really do. I would like to be excited about a second season, but I don't like things that involve people being in legal trouble and having to prove that they didn't do things. That's not my kind of thing. But all right. Anyway, so Only Murders in the Building. There we go. So next week, we are going to take a little palate cleansing week off before we dive into season 2 of Ted Lasso and watch the movie Tick, Tick, Boom on Netflix. It's the autobiographical musical from Rent creator Jonathan Larson, directed by our old friend Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hey! He's directing a movie and has lots of recognizable people in it. I'm very excited to watch it. And also, our old friend Kathy Cesari's son was an assistant to Lin-Manuel Miranda on the movie. So I shall be combing the credits for his name.
Yes.
Anyway, and looking forward to watching that and taking just the slightest break from
AFC Richmond.
Yes, from our good friend Ted. We're gonna let him relax for a little bit.
Yeah, go back to Kansas. Visit his kid.
That's right. Come back with all sorts of new ideas. Maybe he could read a book on British football.
Right,
maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea.
But that's why he has Coach Beard.
That's true, and he has a fresh perspective, right? And that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. Although not this week, when the rest of this week will be Thanksgiving leftovers, but they're delicious. They're so good. Do consume them. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Bye, everybody.